The Odyssey, Book 13 through 20. When Odysseus has finished his tale, the king orders him sped to Ithaca. The sailors put him down on the beach asleep. Athena casts a protective mist about him that keeps him from recognizing his homeland. Finally, the goddess reveals herself and dispels the mist. In joy, Odysseus kisses the ground. Athena transforms him into an old man as disguise. Clad in a filthy tunic, he goes off to find his faithful swineherd, as instructed by the goddess. Book 14. Eumaeus, the swineherd, welcomes the bedraggled stranger. He throws his own bed cover over a pile of boughs as a seat for Odysseus, who does not reveal his identity. Observing Zeus's commandment to be kind to guests, Eumaeus slaughters a prime boar and serves it with bread and wine. Odysseus, true to his fame as a smooth-talking schemer, makes up an elaborate story of his origins. That night, the hero sleeps by the fire under the swineherd's spare cloak, while Eumaeus himself sleeps outside in the rain with his herd. Book 15. Athena summons Telemachus home and tells him how to avoid an ambush by the suitors. Meanwhile, back on Ithaca, Odysseus listens while the swineherd Eumaeus recounts the story of his life. He was the child of a prosperous mainland king whose realm was visited by Phoenician traders. His nursemaid, a Phoenician herself, had been carried off by pirates as a girl and sold into slavery. In return for homeward passage with her countrymen, she kidnapped Eumaeus. He was bought by Odysseus's father, whose queen raised him as a member of the family. Book 16. Telemachus evades the suitors' ambush. Following Athena's instructions, he proceeds to the farmstead of Eumaeus. There he makes the acquaintance of the tattered guest and sends Eumaeus to his mother to announce his safe return. Athena restores Odysseus's normal appearance, enhancing it so that Telemachus takes him for a god. No god am I, Odysseus assures him, but your own father returned after these 20 years. They fall into each other's arms. Later they plot the suitor's doom. Concerned that the odds are 50-1, Telemachus suggests that they might need reinforcements. Aren't Zeus and Athena reinforcement enough? Asks Odysseus. Book 17. Disguised once more as an old beggar, Odysseus journeys to town. On the trail he encounters an insolent goatherd named Melanthius, who curses and tries to kick him. At his castle gate, the hero is recognized by a decrepit dog that he raised as a pup. Having seen his master again, the old hound dies. At Athena's urging, Odysseus begs food from the suitors. One man, Antinous, berates him and refuses so much as a crust. He even hurls his footstool at Odysseus, hitting him in the back. This makes even the other suitors nervous, for sometimes the gods masquerade as mortals to test their righteousness. Book 18. Now a real beggar shows up at the palace and warns Odysseus off his turf. This man, Iris, is always running errands for the suitors. Odysseus says that there are pickings enough for the two of them, but Iris threatens fisticuffs and the suitors egg him on. Odysseus rises to the challenge and rolls up his tunic into a boxer's belt. The suitors goggle at the muscles revealed. Not wishing to kill Iris with a single blow, Odysseus breaks his jaw instead. Another suitor, Eurymachus, marks himself for revenge by trying to hit Odysseus with a footstool as Antinous had done. Book 19. Odysseus has a long talk with his queen Penelope, but does not reveal his identity. Penelope takes kindly to the stranger and orders her maid, Erclea, to bathe his feet and anoint them with oil. Erclea, who was Odysseus's nurse when he was a child, notices a scar above the hero's knee. Odysseus had been gored by a wild boar when hunting on Mount Parnassus as a young man. The maid recognizes her master at once, and her hand goes out to his chin. But Odysseus silences her lest she give away his plot prematurely. Book 20. The next morning, Odysseus asks for a sign, and Zeus sends a clap of thunder out of the clear blue sky. A servant recognizes it as a portent and prays that this day be the last of the suitors' abuse. Odysseus encounters another herdsman. Like the swineherd Eumaeus, this man who tends the realm's cattle swears his loyalty to the absent king. A prophet, an exiled murderer whom Telemachus has befriended, shares a vision with the suitors. I see the walls of this mansion dripping with your blood, the suitors responded with gales of laughter.